Hello. How are we all today? I hope you're all doing very well on what is Good Friday. Yes, it's Good Friday today. Um, I thought I would just make this video to explain what's going to be happening in exactly 1 week today. If you've been following me on social medias, I have been doing a countdown to what I've dubbed DisneyMania, which is something that I've been planning for the best part of 2 years. And it's we're in the final run up now. There is 7 days to go till I fly. So what we're going to be doing is I'm literally going to be telling you my itinerary for the entire time I am away on this trip. And I've got it written down in front of me, and looking at now at this itinerary, it's becoming quite daunting of what I've actually set myself up for. And I can't believe I'm actually doing this. This is mad. So we'll just go for it. So next Thursday will be my final day of work before I go on this trip. I will be staying at Heathrow Airport Thursday night before I have an early flight the following morning. So on Friday, the 10th of April, I'll be flying to Los Angeles, where I will be then going to my hotel in Anaheim. For the very next day, I will be doing a 5-day stint in Disneyland, California. Yes. So Friday is literally just travel day. Friday is travel day, getting to the hotel, checking in, going to downtown Disney, exploring the area, pre-buying all my merch because I am on the budget. I need to just make sure that I don't impulse buy. So we've already planned out what merch I'm buying, and we're going with that. And then we're going to have our first American meal. I don't know where yet. There is a cheesecake factory right next door to my hotel, which is a famous food chain. I'd like to try and find an Olive Garden. I've heard they're good. Who knows? And that is literally just day one is the travel day, getting there, exploring the area. Day 2 will be our first official day in Disneyland. I am going to the Disneyland park itself. First time ever going to California. First time ever going to Disneyland. And this is obviously going to be a big thing because this is obviously Walt Disney's first park. The park he built. The park he walked through. Because he passed away, unfortunately, before any other parks were built. He was in the process of building Walt Disney World, but when he died, unfortunately, he never saw it fulfilled. So seeing Walt's Park is going to be amazing, especially because it's currently the 70th anniversary of Disneyland itself, which has been celebrating since last May, I want to say. And the main reason I want to go to Disneyland for this period of time is because I want to see the Paint the Night Parade. I love the music of Paint the Night Parade. I've wanted to always see it live. This was the literal reason why this trip even came about when they announced that Paint the Night would be returning for the 70th anniversary of Disneyland all the way back in 2024. And that was my reason to go. And here we are. So I'm going to see a parade. I've been spending all this money and all this time, the best part of 2 years, to see a parade. I know. Now, obviously, with this being my first time going to an American Disney park, you want to make sure you see all the American Disney things. So one of these American Disney things that I need to see, an iconic show, is Fantasmic. And I wanted to guarantee that, so I went and booked a reservation at Riverbell Terrace Restaurant because they have a guaranteed ticket for Fantasmic. So I'm looking forward to eating my first Disney 3-course meal and also seeing Fantasmic in all its shining glory. Obviously, they haven't returned the Dragon Mally animatronic due to the fire that happened last year. But that's okay. That's okay. We're seeing Fantasmic anyway. I'm going to hear the iconic music. And I'm just going to see Sorcerer Mickey in all his glory. Because Sorcerer Mickey is not a thing in any other park, except America. Why is that? Then we move on to day 2. Day 2, Sunday the 12th. We are back in Disneyland for the morning. As we are leaving midday, because there are actually some other Disney things going on in the area. There is a DisneyMania fan club fair, which by looks of it is basically a Disney themed car boot sale. I want to say that. And there's also a independent pin store in the area, which is also having a pin trading day. So we want to go and check out those two things as well before we go to the Anaheim Pond, which was formerly known as now the Honda Center, for the Mighty Ducks game. This is their last home game of the season. The Mighty Ducks are currently sitting top of the league, 3 points in the league, in the league, and this I think will be their third to last game of the season. So there is a big chance, as it stands, that I may be at the game where they are crowned champions, which is going to be insane if it happens. See, I've never liked ice hockey. I've never been to ice hockey. I don't actually watch any ice hockey, but the Mighty Ducks films are some of my favourite films of all time, and the opportunity for this to come about, this game actually was a reason for me choosing this period of time to want to go, because I'm going for the last home game of the season. So that kind of made up my mind on the period that I wanted to go. And this was actually the first thing I booked, was the Mighty Ducks ticket. Before flights and hotels and the Disney tickets, this is what I booked. I booked tickets to the Mighty Duck game. Hopefully, we will get to see a win. If not just a win, maybe a championship win. I'm hoping. It's also Fan Appreciation Night, which I've just found out about. So hopefully some good things are going to be happening at that night. And that is Sunday. On the Monday, we are going to do our first day at Disney California Adventure, which is Disneyland's second gate. I'll be there all day. We also have a dinner reservation at Wine Country Trattoria for their World of Color guaranteed ticket package. Again, I just want the best time, and I want guarantees. So this is why I've done these reservations, restaurant reservations that have guaranteed tickets, because I want guaranteed spots for these shows, because I don't want to miss these shows. These shows are ones and dones. I don't plan to go back to Disneyland or California, so if it's going to be a one and done, make sure you guarantee all you can. Then on the Tuesday, the 14th, we are doing Disney California Adventure again, just to do all the bits that I didn't manage to get done on day 1 in DCA. It's also the Food and Wine Festival at DCA whilst I'm there, so you guarantee that I'll be having some good bites and testing some good food. We will be getting the Sip and Savor Pass and just having all the best time, eating all the best foods, and just having a good time while there. Also on Tuesday the 14th, we'll be leaving DCA early because I managed to get a ticket for Disneyland After Dark, which is... the only thing to compare it to really is the annual pass nights at Disneyland Paris. You don't have to be a pass member to get tickets, but it is the same kind of thing. It's an after-hours event. The park is open to you. There's a theme, and there are special and rare character meets and special food items and merchandise and shows. And this one is Disney Channel night. So obviously when this was announced, I got really excited, because if you follow me and you follow my pin journey, you know that I collect Disney afternoon pins. This is something like DuckTales, Tailspin, Goof Troop, Gummy Bears. These are all cartoons I got with in the 90s, and I'm hoping that Disney Channel now will give me an experience of meeting these rare characters from those programs, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. But looking at past Disney Channel nights, it's been more on the late 90s, early 2000s kind of characters, like the Proud Family, Lilo and Stitch, High School Musical, Camp Rock, those sort of shows. Not my shows, but it's an event going on whilst I'm there, so you've got to take the opportunity to go. And it's Tuesday night, so if the park is that dead after hours, it should be not that much queuing, which we always like to have not much queuing. So we're going to just do a lot more Disneyland stuff on an evening. And then Wednesday the 15th, our last full day, we are in the Disneyland Park. For one final day, we're going to just do everything that we've learned that we love in this park. For one final time. I also have a dinner reservation at the Grand Californian Resort at the Storyteller Cafe for character dining. I think it's called Donald Duck's California Adventure or Survive. It's a camping thing for Donald. And you know, Clarabelle's there, and we always like Clarabelle. So I do one dining experience, character dining experience while I was there. I've always been told that Storyteller Cafe has the best food, so I'll wait to do it. And this is going to be my final meal at Disneyland, and we are just going to end the 5-day Disney trip on the Wednesday. The next day, Thursday the 16th, you're expecting me to say that I'll be flying home. No. That is the first third of the trip done. Because on Thursday the 16th, I am flying to Las Vegas. Yes, we're going to a second city for a completely different theme of the trip. I'm going to WrestleMania. I'm going to WrestleMania for the 5th time in my life. I have not been to WrestleMania in 10 years. As of this year, I've been a wrestling fan for 19 of them. And I didn't plan to go to WrestleMania. I planned to go to Disney. And then the Ducks game came along, and I had to catch the last home game of the season, which made me book this period of time. But then WWE announced that they were going to change the venue from New Orleans to Las Vegas again for the second year in a row. Let me look at the dates here. Oh, what a coincidence! It's the following weekend that I get into California to do Disney. I wonder, I go, could I possibly do this? Could I possibly do WrestleMania for a 5th time? Now, the original plan was to do Disney and then relocate to LA itself and do the tourist thing. No. We are flying to Las Vegas. Instead. So when I get into Las Vegas on the Thursday, we're going to dump off our bags at the hotel, and then we are going straight to the convention center for WWE World, which is a new take on WWE Access. They've revamped it. It's a new thing, and here we go. So luckily for me, I have managed to get photo ops with Jade Cargill, who is one of my faves. I've loved her since her debut in AEW, and to get a picture with not only Jade Cargill, champion Jade Cargill, is a very big deal. I've also got a photo op with Asuka, who I've always loved, and I always love a good Joshi. I'm hoping for restocks, because I would also love to get a photo opportunity with Obafemi and Sol Ruka, who are two definite futures for the WWE, and also just to get them when they're at their cheapest, because let's be honest, they're going to be more expensive going forward, would be great. So I'm hoping for restocks on those. Also, the Obafemi Brock Lesnar match is the match I'm looking forward to the most at WrestleMania as it stands. And who doesn't love a good Oberstrut? Because I do. I Oberstrut every morning to work. Not all the way, that'd be crazy, but when it comes on, I Oberstrut. Onto the train. And then when WWE World ends, we are off to the Palms for my first ever House of Glory show. This was a last-minute decision. I only booked these, I think, 3 days ago. When I saw the card looks stunning. Not only does the card look stunning, but the Hardys are actually going to be competing. They haven't announced their opponents yet, but believe it or not, in my 19 years of being a wrestling fan, I've never seen the Hardy Boys compete live. I may have seen Matt doing the solo thing in WWE at a house show once when Jeff went back to TNA, but I don't think I've ever seen Jeff live. And that, for me, is ridiculous. Like how in my 19 years have I never seen a Hard Boys live? So that was a decision maker for me, and I'm going to House of Glory Wrestling. Hopefully they'll do some meet and greets on the night, because I'd like to meet some of them. Amazing Red versus Bandido is going to be absolute killer, by the way. That's going to be a fantastic match. Next, on the Friday the 17th, we have a bit of a quiet day. We'll be going back to the Palms all day long. I'll be going to Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling Fan Fest for their meet and greets. They do have a show, but unfortunately it's early Thursday morning, and obviously I miss it because I was still flying at that time. I would have loved to attend, especially since they now have this partnership with Super Sentai. If you didn't know, Super Sentai now wrestle in Tokyo Joshi Pro, which is mad and sad, because Super Sentai, after 50 years, was cancelled, and there's no longer a thing, unfortunately. But I would love to have gone to the Tokyo Joshi Pro show. Unfortunately, timing is timing, and also they announced the show 3 weeks ago. Well, why are you so late on that? But it's fine. We're going to go to the Tokyo Joshi Pro Fan Fest, get some meet and greets. There are some names I would love to meet. And then that is followed by my first ever attendance to a Stardom show. Again, I love Joshi Wrestling. I think Stardom is an absolutely fantastic promotion. I do love their gear. So going to my first Stardom show is a fantastic thing. It's the one show I'm looking forward to the most the whole weekend, was the Stardom show. I'm seeing Maki Ito live. Maki Ito is such an entertaining wrestler, and I love her, and I think she's great. Seeing Starlight Kid for the first time is going to be fantastic. Saw Azumi at Wrestle Queendom a couple weeks ago. She's performing live as well. So it's just going to be a very, very, very good show, in my opinion. It's tag heavy, but every Stardom show is tag heavy. That is just the Stardom formula on every single one of them shows. So I don't mind that. What I'm just happy about is I'm seeing a Stardom show live for the first time. That is it for Friday. I got nothing planned on Friday evening, because the Stardom show is actually at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So once that's done, I'm free. I'm hoping to go and do some gambling, because you're in Vegas. If you're in Vegas, you gamble. That's the point of Vegas. That's why it's there. And then get early night. Saturday, I've got Explore Vegas. I haven't planned to go to WrestleCon. There are names that I would like to meet, but I think it just depends on budget at that time. Because 10 years ago, going to WrestleCon, like, we would just roll off meets after meets because they were really fairly priced. Today's prices on conventions are just a lot. So, depending on where I am budget-wise, by that point, I may or may not go to WrestleCon. I'm hoping that they do meets at Stardom. If they're not doing meets at Stardom, then they are doing official meets at WrestleCon. So I would like to meet some Stardom girls at WrestleCon on Saturday. But again, budget dependent, because I haven't bought entry, I haven't bought any meets. We'll see. We'll see where we are with that. And then we obviously got WrestleMania Night 1, which kicks off at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Again, WrestleMania speaks for itself. Can't wait. This is the first time I'll be experiencing WrestleMania on a 2-night basis. I've got seats in the 300 section. Again, adding the WrestleMania trip as part of this trip was not an easy decision. So I know I wasn't going to go all out when it comes to good seats. I wasn't going to get the cheap seats, because just being there is enough. Like, I don't have to have the best seats. Like, I've been lower tier, I've been 100 sections. I don't need to be front and center. I just need to be there. So I'm in the 300s for both nights, and that's where we are for Saturday the 18th. Moving on to Sunday the 19th, I'm back at W World in the morning. I have a photo op with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yep, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I bought the photo. I bought it at that price, because the opportunity is absolutely rare. Stone Cold has only ever made one appearance outside of WWE, from my knowledge, and that was at WrestleCon a number of years ago. And then he did the official WWE World appearance last year, and now he's doing the official WWE World appearance this year. I was not happy paying that amount of money for a 5-second interaction, but it just comes down to the rarity of the opportunity and taking the opportunity when it's bestowed upon you. So I did buy the Stone Cold Steve Austin photo op, but I also bought the Stephanie McMahon photo op. Because again, for the exact same reasons. I think Stephanie has only ever done one Access appearance before this, and that was at Mania 32. And then it's just, if you're lucky, meeting her on the streets. So having a official setting with an official photo op, again, it was a decision that had to be made. And I believe I made the right decision. And I've also got a photo op with Kairi Sane. Big fan of Kairi Sane. Again, Joshi. Love Joshi. Here we are with that. And then, of course, we have WrestleMania Night 2. I made a point of actually getting different seats. So, I'm 300 section again. On WrestleMania Night 1, I'm 300 on the left. And then on WrestleMania Night 2, I'm 300 section on the right. Because I just wanted to see different angles and just take it in from a different perspective. So looking forward to that. On Monday the 20th, we're doing nothing wrestle related at all. We are going to the Grand Canyon. Yes, the Grand Canyon. I'm in Las Vegas. You're in Las Vegas and you have an opportunity to see, is the Grand Canyon considered the wonder of the world? I'm not entirely sure. But it's one of those things, isn't it? Like the Grand Canyon's like one of those things that everybody says you have to see before you die. So I have a tour booked to just go to the Grand Canyon and see the Hoover Dam. And I'm really looking forward to that. Like really, really looking forward to that. Because you just can't really fathom, like, in your head what the Grand Canyon is. Like, it's a big hole in the ground, we know that. But it's not just a hole in the ground, it's the fact that it's also in the desert. Like, as a person from London, I've never seen a big hole in the ground. Never seen a desert. I've never seen wasteland. Like, these are obscure things to me as a Londoner. So I'm hoping that it blows my mind away, and not when I get there, it's just, oh, that's a big hole in the ground, isn't it? I don't want that to happen. So yeah, that is going to be an eye opener. The Grand Canyon. I'm hoping like it becomes like a thing, and I see it, and I'm like, and you just like, you have that moment where you realize like how small you really are in this great wide universe. I'm hoping for that to happen, like a big epiphany. So we'll see what happens there. I've got nothing planned on Monday evening. I'm hoping to catch one of these famous Las Vegas shows. Maybe a cheap ticket on the day. I'm looking to maybe try and get to Penn and Teller. Again, it just depends on how tired I am, what budget's looking like, and obviously traveling like up and down the strip. Because my hotel is actually not on the strip. My hotel is 3 miles from the strip. Because on the strip was ridiculously expensive. I managed to get return flights to and from LA and 5 days hotel just off the strip for £300. Exactly. You're not going to know that, are you? No. And I booked that, I think, back in December. And all the strip prices were like £400 a night on the strip. Absolutely not. Getting them in. On the Tuesday, we say goodbye to Las Vegas and we fly back to Los Angeles. We check into our hotel and then we have the entire afternoon to explore LA. So I want to keep things local to my hotel. So my hotel is just off of Hollywood Boulevard. So we're going to go explore, like, Hollywood, right? We are going to explore the Walk of Fame, see what stars. Like, I have a list of stars that I want to see. I want to find them, take pictures with them, go to a Chinese theatre, go to the El Capitan Theatre, go to Disney Studio Store Hollywood, all that famous stuff along the strip, that, the touristy thing. I want to see the Hollywood sign, and then I want to try and catch sunset at Griffith Observatory and just see the LA skyline. And that'll be it for the Tuesday when I go back to LA, and we knock out like the core bit of like Hollywood. On Wednesday 22nd, we'll do the wider tourist thing. So this is where we're going to explore things like Santa Monica Pier, Beverly Hills, Hollywood again, I think. Yeah, yeah. Like I have these tourist spots pointed out on the map. I haven't got a list in my head, but you know the typical LA thing you have to see when you're in LA and doing the tourist thing. I also want to go Pokemon card hunting, so we want to go and find some card shops in the area, see what we can find, and pick up some like hopefully cheap stuff for my collection and go from there. So that is pretty much it for the Wednesday Pokemon card shopping and the tourist thing of LA. Thursday the 23rd, we are going to Universal Studios. Yes, Universal Studios is there. Why would I not go to Universal Studios? And I had always planned to do this on the Thursday, was go to Universal Studios. But then Universal Studios announced that they have their own After Dark night. Yes. So this is very coincidental that all these things happen to be announced after I planned to go on this trip, after I planned to go to the Ducks games. All these things were announced afterwards, which correlate with the dates that I'm going. And honestly, it's like it was just meant to happen. So I'm at Universal Studios on the Thursday, but then we have Universal Fan Fest night that evening, and the theme is Scooby-Doo crosses over with the Monster Universe. And from what I have read, you're going to be taken on this immersive experience with the Scooby-Doo gang onto the backlot of US Studios, because it is a working studio set, and you're going to help them solve mysteries involving the Dark Universe. These are monsters that are like Frankenstein, Dracula, the werewolf, the mummy, and you're going to be going through this immersive experience with them on the backlot, on like the sets, and that just sounds amazing. And I wasn't going to do it originally, and then I was convinced to do it. And I'm glad I'm doing it because we're getting close to the date and they're announcing more and more things. There is a Dungeons and Dragons immersive experience going on, and I'm a massive Dungeons and Dragons fan. I play Dungeons and Dragons. There's going to be a One Piece show. I'm not into One Piece, but I'll give the One Piece show a go. Maybe if it's good. If you've also seen, they were testing a Jurassic Park immersive experience. If you've been looking at the socials. Hopefully that's going to be there, because that looks like it'd be really cool. And then just explore Universal Studios at night as well. So if I can't get anything during the day, I'll get it done at night during FanFest night. And I'm really, really hoping that we are be allowed on to the Back to the Future lot. As everybody knows, my favourite film of all time is Back to the Future. And the Hill Valley courtyard with the clock tower is still there. It's just used for a lot of other movies, but it's still there. And if I'm able to see that set or even walk on that set, would be a massive, massive thing to me as a Back to the Future fan. I'll see it on the studio tour because they do go past it. But just to think I'm walking on the set where, you know, the famous car chase scene happened in Back to the Future 1, where the hoverboard scene happened in Back to the Future 2. Like, these iconic moments in my favourite film, like, I'm there. And I'm going to be in that moment. And that's the main reason I went to Universal Studios. That, and because I want to go to Nintendo World. Because Nintendo looks cool. I didn't know how small Universal Studios Hollywood was. Even though it has Nintendo Land and it has Wizarding World of Harry Potter, it still looks like a fairly small park compared to the one in Florida. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it and just having a good time. And that's where we're on the Thursday. On the Friday, we have another big day. On the Friday, this is my last full day in LA. We have got tickets booked for the Walt Disney Studios tour. Yes, this was one of the main things I wanted to do on this trip, was go onto the Walt Disney Studios tour. This is happening the first thing on Friday morning. I'm going to take things a 3-hour tour of the Walt Disney Studios, the place, you know, where Disney's iconic movies were made, drawn, just everything about this, like where history is, where magic is made, these iconic buildings. that you see, and just a way to feel that magic. And I can't wait for that. That was one of the things I waited the most. After that's done, I do have a dinner reservation at Tam O'Shanter's. This is around the corner from the Walt Disney Studios, and I tell you why I wanted this, because they do a Disney experience. Tam O'Shanter's is Walt Disney's favorite restaurant, and him and the Imagineers would often go there after working, and it would always be the same table. So Tam O'Shanter's are offering a Disney Table 31 experience. And what that is that you would pay, I think it's $90. You get a 3-course meal of Walt Disney's favorite foods he would always eat when he was there. And you sit at his table. And on his table there are sketches and there are carvings and drawings from Imagineers, which, you get to see and witness to prove that this is the table that Walt sat at and the Imagineers sat at. And also you get a tour, and you'd be told stories of what Walt would do, or what the Imagineers would do, what they were talking about when they were there. And that, to me, sounds like an amazing experience. You also get a lithograph of Mickey Mouse eating at Tam O'Shanter's, which was drawn by Walt Disney Imagineering. Well, I say that. This is what I've seen and read reviews on online, which looks amazing, and you get a pin. And who doesn't like a pin? And also, the menu is very, very similar to Walt's American Diner in Disneyland Paris, which is my favorite restaurant. So to also continue to compare the two, Walt's American Diner in Disneyland Paris and Tam O'Shanter's in California, makes me really, really curious as to what the food is like. Now I speak about it, it wouldn't surprise me if Walt's is actually based off of Tam O'Shanter's, if the menu is that similar. And then the last booked thing I have for that day is I have tickets for the LA Dodgers game versus the Chicago Cubs. When I think of America and American things to do, baseball is always going to be top of that list. It's America's pastime. And I've never seen a baseball game or witnessed a baseball game. So I thought, I'm in the area. Is there a baseball game on? Yes. And not only is it the LA Dodgers, which is the current world champions, it's against possibly or arguably the most famous baseball team in the world, the Chicago Cubs. So it was a no-brainer. So I booked tickets for that. I want to witness a baseball game. I want to hear the famous baseball song, see what the crowds are like, see if there's, the energy, see what is what, and just have a good time. That's where we close off Friday. Saturday the 25th is the day I fly home, but my flight is until 6 p.m. So essentially, I still have a good half a day, 2/3 of a day to explore LA. What can I do? I have nothing planned. In this instance. I have a few ideas in my head, maybe just to explore LA one more time, or maybe even go back to Universal Studios, because my Universal Studios ticket was a buy one day, get one day free. So I could go back to Universal Saturday morning for a couple of hours. I haven't thought that one through. Well, I could just chill. And just take in the last of what this incredible trip has been. And just let it process. I don't know what to do on that Saturday. But like I said, my flight is until 6 p.m. that evening, so I haven't got to be at the airport till 3 p.m. Let's say it takes about an hour to get there from my hotel, so that's 2 p.m. So, who knows? And then on Sunday, I land in UK time at midday, and then by the time I get home, the only thing I plan to do is die. Because I have just spent the past 17 days having the most incredible life experience. And God, like what could possibly beat this? Like, I've been to WrestleMania 4 times, but every single one of those trips was wrestling. This is going to encapsulate just a lot of everything that I love to do. And I don't know if this ship will ever be beaten. The absolute timing on all of these things happening in this time period is insane. The Disney 70th anniversary, the Ducks game, WrestleMania, the Disney After Dark, the Universal Studios Fan Fest, all of these things, again, these were announced after I decided in this time period to go. It's like the universe telling me you will have the best time. You will have an unforgettable experience. Have I set myself up to fail in the future? I don't know. But what I do know is that this is going to be just ridiculously insane. And I'm doing it all solo. This is the first time I'm going away by myself. I've been to DLP by myself a couple of days, but that's a maximum of 3 to 4 days, and it's just across the English Channel. I'm going to California, the furthest I've ever been away from home, by myself, for the longest period of time ever. That scares me. That scares me so much. But this will be a trip of growth. Growth, character building, and just a hell of a good time. That's all we're hoping for in this trip, right? So, I am vlogging the entire experience, as you probably all know. I've got some Pokemon videos lined up for when I'm away. You'll see those. Find me on Instagram, because I'll be posting updates there when I'm here, there when I'm there, not there when I'm here. And then, yeah, obviously I'll be doing other videos when I come back. So this is what DisneyMania is. This is just an encapsulation of everything that I'm doing on this 2.5 week adventure. And I can't wait to show you what I'm going to be doing. I can't wait to experience what I'm going to be doing. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. And in 7 days' time, we go to California.
Right.
Yeah, we'll go with that. So let's go, let's get it. I'll see you over there, I guess. See you there.